We need to move on to the state of Rajasthan. Riots have taken place there the last few days, viewers. Very tense, that place called Karauli in Rajasthan. Just a few moments back, viewers, your channel learnt that the absconding prime suspect in the Karauli riot case is a Congress-linked councillor. Matloob Ahmed has now been booked for inciting hate and attempt to murder. The link with Congress blows open the case. The Congress state government will have a lot of explaining to do. Matloob Ahmed has been on the run since the attack, and questions have been asked of the police for dragging their feet over apprehending him. The Chief Minister, who is also, of course, the Home Minister of the state, is under attack. But Mr. Ashok Gehlot has now blamed, rather bizarrely, the Modi government at the center for the communal clashes. So here is another attempt to rationalize this particular incident of violence and communal violence at that. Listen in to the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot.
अब ये जो जाति धर्म के नाम पर रंग ले लेते हैं, दो व्यक्ति को भी भेज सकते हैं, मर्डर हो गया। और अगर धर्म अलग अलग है दोनों का, तो फिर धर्म के नाम पे लोग ध्रुवीकरण करके फिर उनको इश्यू बनाते हैं। नौजवानों में बहुत बड़ी छटपटाहट है पूरे देश के अंदर। ये तमाम समस्या तब आती जब आप जो आपकी अप्रोच है गवर्नेंस करने की, उस पर आपका ध्यान जाता नहीं है और आप खाली फ्रस्ट्रेशन पैदा करके राजनीति करते हैं।
ये आग लगाने के लिए आते हैं, पूरे देश में आग लगा रहे हैं, आए आग लग गई। ये ऐसा माहौल बना रहे हैं। आपको मैं कहना चाहूँगा, संविधान की धज्जियाँ उड़ा रहे हैं। लोकतंत्र यकीन में बार बार कह रहा हूँ, हिंदू मुस्लिम कर दिया देश के अंदर। आप कल्पना कीजिए, आज तो हिंदुत्व के नाम पे हम सब गर्व करते हैं। हम हिंदू नहीं है क्या? हिंदू कौन नहीं है? हिंदू होने का हमें गर्व है। प्रधानमंत्री को चाहिए आगे आगे नेशन को संबोधित करे, कंडेम करे वो हिंसा को, चाहे हिंसा किसी के पक्ष के द्वारा हो। आज सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेवारी किसी के देश में है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर की है, अमित शाह जी की है। वो देश में शांति स्थापित करने की अपील करे, वो कहें हम हिंसा को बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे।
Nupur Sharma, quick response to what the Chief Minister, Mr. Gehlot, has said right now.
Well, if he's running such a useless, helpless administration, which is in fact a full state with full power over law and order and home as well, might as well resign and go. After all, let's not forget, Mr. Gehlot, you and your administration actually allowed the PFI to carry out a procession in Kota in Rajasthan last month itself in favor of wearing a hijab, overturning the use and discipline that and the integrity rather a uniform carries. So we all know that Congress in itself is deep into minority appeasement, division of the society, so that it perhaps can remain in power somehow.
Lokesh Jindal, quick response. Is this the way a Chief Minister in charge of law and order responds, by abdicating his responsibility, says the BJP? The BJP says this reeks of complicity and inaction. There is a link now to a Congress corporator or a corporator that supports the Congress in the Karauli Nagar Parishad. This is not looking good for you at all.
That itself shows that Congress is doing its job. I mean, the Congress councillor who was responsible for it has been booked. He has not been given a shield, as BJP does. In fact, if you talk about BJP, all its rhetorics are nothing but expressions of hypocrisy. Now, Chief Minister is absolutely right when he's saying that communalism is like a fire where one feeds the another and it spreads with greater intensity. That's what the BJP has been doing. Now, look at all the track records of BJP everywhere, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, where it is Jammu and Kashmir, whether it is Gujarat, whether it is Rajasthan, whether it is Maharashtra, whether it is Karnataka, everywhere. It only wants to spread more and more hatred and get political mileage out of it.
Okay, two responses coming through. Nupur Sharma, first quick response, and after that, Dr. Ranganathan. Yes. Nupur Sharma.
Well, you know, I would buy his argument if they were actually based on any kind of numbers. I would truly buy his argument. The fact is that ever since BJP governments have come into power, whether it be Uttar Pradesh or Gujarat or any other state that you just mentioned, you know, riots have actually come down because you have failed on all fronts, especially law and order.
Mob
It's a bit
lynchings have
rich
increased
with
in
Rahul
Uttar
Gandhi saying
Pradesh.
Hindus are more dangerous than banned terrorist organizations. See, I was
Rahul,
not heckling
can I come
him.
in?
You know, you need to
She's
really,
lying.
you need to
Let me
really keep
expose her.
quiet,
Facts
learn
correct
how to
from the
debate.
time
She's
BJP
When
lying.
Hindus become more
there has
dangerous
been an
than
increase in
LET,
mob lynchings, there has been an
you know,
increase in all forms of
176 riots
authoritarian violence upon the
happened. You know,
minority.
when you
All
empty
forms
vessels
of
make
vandalism
maximum
has
noise.
occurred.
With
NCRB
Mr.
itself has
Jindal, he should know a
reported
fact.
how
Empty
this
vessels
particular
make
government
maximum
has
noise.
been encroaching
Under
upon
Okay.
Samajwadi Party government, Uttar Pradesh saw 176
Okay.
riots in
That's
those
what you're
5
doing.
years.
That's what
How
you're
many
doing.
riots
You're
did you
only
see under
making
Yogi
noises without
Adityanath
any form of
1.0
substance
government?
towards
Even
it.
in
All
Gujarat,
you
when
need
you
is a
were in
propaganda
power,
without any
there
form
were
of
roughly
substantial
13
facts.
to
She's
14
lying.
You don't even
riots
know your
every
facts
year.
right. You don't
Under
even know
the
your numbers right.
Narendra Modi
Okay,
government.
one
the
second,
riots
one
went
second.
down
Lower their
to
faders.
zero.
Too much racket. Please. Not right. Look at Jindal, please. You weren't interrupted. Nupur did not interrupt you, so don't interrupt her, please. It's not right.
Please.
Yeah. Now, 1 second. Now, just 1 second. Mr. Ranganathan, I just want to take you through the Congress's record. 1993 Bombay riots. Let's just pull out those graphics. Lives lost 872. Sri Krishna report buried. Bhagalpur riots. Inquiry blamed the Congress for inaction. 84 riots. Action taken report never implemented. Nelly massacre. Tiwari commission report suppressed. I mean, this is a litany.
No, absolutely. And to my good friend, Mr. Jindal, let me actually quote. This is a direct quote from the Hindustan Times of the Chief Minister, Mr. Ashok Gehlot. And I quote him. Prime Minister Narendra Modi should take responsibility for the communal violence in Karauli, Rajasthan. It was his duty to maintain law and order, unquote. Mr. Jindal, it was Narendra Modi's duty to maintain law and order in Rajasthan.
Well, you know, this is a problem because when the Gujarat riots happened, the Congress party demanded the resignation of the then Chief Minister Narendra Modi. Today, the Congress Chief Minister is demanding the resignation of Narendra Modi, who's the Prime Minister. I don't get this party. One can't understand why they seem to be wanting to absolve themselves. Perhaps it is appeasement. Sanjay Jha, is it appeasement politics? Do you think a Chief Minister of a state should be accusing Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the center?
Rahul, first and foremost, the dangerous lies being spoken by the BJP. Nupur Sharma makes a statement that the number of communal riots have come down in India. She doesn't even know what her own government has said in the Lok Sabha just 6 days ago. 3,400 communal riot cases have been registered between 2016 to 2020. The government has confessed it. And Rahul, you know it. Because it is an age of television.
No, 1 second, 1 second.
Media,
You're being very convenient. You're quoting these statistics very, very conveniently. I'm running out of time. Dr. Ranganathan is showing us something right now. 1 second, 1 second. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in. I think it is a little selective of you, sir. Sanjay Jha, listen to the other point. We've heard what you've said. Dr. Ranganathan, yes. Dr. Ranganathan, yes, we can see a graph.
Yes, yes, Rahul, this is the problem with Mr. Sanjay Jha. He doesn't understand data. Right in front of me is this data that has been meticulously prepared by one Dr. Mudit and Dr. Shamika Ravi about the number of communal riots. There were maximum more than 1 lakh riots every year in the 1980s.
Okay.
Now they are down to 50,000. Sanjay, come on.
What a claim to victory.
Okay, let me step in here. Viewers, three stories, same theme. Till we don't, as a nation, objectively call out hate on both sides of the fence, and I'm stressing the point, both sides, till we have apologists for one side pushing a narrative, we are not going to have communal harmony. Let me tell you this, because we are emboldening one tribe at the expense of the other. Think about that.